Hello, wonderful humans, and welcome to the Dare to Rest podcast. Oh, I love how this podcast is spreading. And the other week, I was fortunate enough to meet a listener who told me how much she appreciates these shorter episodes with very potent but simple shifts that we can do to our behavior, our mindset, or like energetic shifts. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna shoot another one of those episodes, and that's what we're doing today. I'm going to share a surprisingly simple pathway into presence. Because I know since you checked into this episode that you have heard yourself or others say more than once in your life that you just wish that you could be more present in life. Maybe the way you've expressed it is through saying, "Oh, life goes by so fast. I wish I could slow time down." And that's exactly what presence does. It anchors us in to the now. I also know that you've probably said to yourself, "Oh, so I want to be more present." And you've, in your mind, really tried to say, "Ah, I need to remember this." But it's still sometimes felt out of touch. So, in this episode today, you will leave with one simple thing that can always help you anchor into now. So, sit back, relax, and take this in. Ah, I want to start by talking about satisfaction. Right now, I just want you to say this word out loud for yourself. Satisfaction. Just taste how good that word tastes on your lips. When you feel satisfied, because no matter how you're feeling right now, I know that you have tried at some stage in your life to feel satisfaction. Even if it feels far away right now, you have tried it. And I want to invite you to recall what was the experience of satisfaction in your body. Can you recall what that sensation was in your body? And it doesn't really matter where this sensation of satisfaction came from. Maybe you ate a delicious meal that was so good that you couldn't help but say, mmm. Maybe you saw the most beautiful sunset. Maybe you had fabulous sex. Maybe you took a shower, washing off all the dirt and sweat from the day. But just for a few seconds, can you recall that somatic memory of satisfaction in your body? Mm. Maybe you even want to say these sounds. So can you feel what satisfaction does to you? Can you feel how satisfaction anchors you? Can you really feel that energy floating in your body as you notice that sensation of satisfaction? I'm assuming that you're nodding your head. Like, yes, yes, I feel it and it feels good. It does because it feels satisfying. However, the majority of time and for the majority of people, we tend to view satisfaction as something that comes after doing something. It comes to us after we've completed something. It comes after we've finished something. So very often we treat satisfaction as a reward. And it gets to be, but it's not the full scope of satisfaction. What we tend to forget is that we already have moments of feeling satisfied that we can tap into, just like you did. But even more importantly, we neglect the very potent use of satisfaction as a compass right now. And what does that mean? It really means that satisfaction and tuning into that sensation of satisfaction gets to be an anchor point that can help you anchor into now and to presence. So the way you do that, instead of approaching, as I said, satisfaction is something that comes after you've completed something, you can ask yourself some questions now about how to bring satisfaction to this very moment. And by bringing satisfaction into the moment, you're actually anchoring into the present. And you can ask yourself different questions related to satisfaction, but the ones I really like to ask myself is, how can I feel satisfaction now? How can I make this moment feel more satisfying? And it can be small shifts. So for instance, let's say that you're cooking dinner and it seems like a little bit of another chore for the day. It can feel a little bit heavy. And then you get to ask yourself, let me just rewind. When we feel that some things just have to get crossed off a list, we are actually we have this desire to rush through times, and that is when time goes fast because we're not being present for what we do. But if what we are doing now feels satisfying, we are in the moment, we are in the present, we want to be there. We're not waiting for the thing to be done, to be completed, so that we can feel satisfaction, feel completed, or whatever feeling it is we want to achieve. But when you bring satisfaction to now, you're in it, you want to be there because you're already feeling good. So back to the example with the cooking. You're cooking dinner and you ask yourself, what could make this experience more satisfying? And maybe what could make it feel more satisfying is cracking a window open and experience the fresh air. Maybe it's turning on some music so you can sing and dance as you're cooking. So this is really something you can play with, and it's going to be so individual what can bring you satisfaction now. Sometimes it's a shift in, as I said, for instance, bringing in some music as you're cooking. Other times it really just is to open up your mind to see what is already satisfying. So you get to ask yourself questions around satisfaction. How can I feel satisfaction now? What is already available for me to feel satisfied about? Or how can I make this moment more satisfying by making some small adjustments? Because with these questions, you're not just waiting for something to happen to feel satisfied. You overcome that feeling of, I just have to rush through this to get it done. But you're actually using satisfaction as the compass that brings you into now, because your body remembers how to feel satisfaction. And satisfaction anchors you to the now, makes you want to be here, hence you will experience it. So this is simple, but this is the magic. This is a very, very simple portal into presence now. It's very basic and it has huge potential. So don't dismiss this little, what do we want to call it, like satisfaction alignment. Don't dismiss it for being too simple. I'm going to encourage you to apply it to your life and to actually let it change how you walk, feel, and experience life. Because it's a small shift with huge potential. So play around with this and promise me that you come back to this episode a week from now, or maybe two, and share in the comment what this very simple but powerful shift did for you. And then I just want to remind you that if you have anything, any topic, any tip, anything you would like to hear a podcast about, you're always welcome to reach out. I love to have something to respond to. So you're always welcome to reach out and let me know what you are dying to hear more about inside the data rest world. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon back here on the next episode of the Data Rest podcast.